All right, continuing my walk out here. I put on these biking gloves in bike. I got a really good deal earlier in the fall from a guy, an estate sale. A renowned firefighter passed away from colon cancer. Could have had some pretty cool bikes. I probably should have grabbed them, but I grabbed some accessories like some bags and gloves and stuff, and they stay pretty warm. I wouldn't guarantee them much past freezing, but what's wonderful about these, what's interesting is the touchscreen thing. I can't believe how well it works. It's like whew, 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 just like that, whew, lightning fast. And sometimes if you're working outside, hiking, construction, you need a glove that you can get to your phone or whatever, one that actually works. I don't know what they cost. My guess is there may be an Amazon product, but they got some reflective details as well. Like my been investing in these Ergodyne reflective products. Got the trapper hat, the glow in the dark, the neon high vis balaclava, and now this hard hat hood. I've been wandering around one. That gives me something to do over the winter. Don't have a family of my own or anything, and I get into enough trouble as is doing other things, so I figure I keep out, and pretty budget friendly. I think these cost me like $5 or $10 at the $10 I think at the estate sale, and $9.99, and the other thing was like a $23.99. The mask, the high vis mask, was a $10.99. Oh, that's coming up soon, man. We're already into the new year, 2026. Can't believe it. Doing all right. I know there's been some controversial issues out there. Sorry if anybody's offended, any views I take, but the preacher was just talking about some of that today at a nice meal at Crossroads. Well, I'll just say what the preacher said. The preacher's like, hey, it's your job to follow any law enforcement orders, and his words were, hey, I promise you, you're not going to get shot if you just be respectful and do what they say. And then there's others, like I'm a little bit more, I just don't take authority that well. I'm just more like, I see the picture of the lady getting shot in a van or the guy getting gunned down on the street, and I'm like, no, we ain't having any part of that. And then I just see where my mind goes on and on. I'm like, did that really have to happen? Like, if I was running a country, I'm running this whole field, and there are all these people all of a sudden in places, and they all have different ideas. And this tree over here, everybody likes a certain way, and this tree and that tree, but we all kind of gotta keep our field together and running the same way, improving it, making it better, defending it. Then it's like, I'm not going to do something to make any one part of it worse, like to purposely stir things up or like put other people's life at risk in my own territory. That's going to be like something that all stops come out on decision making, and like, I'm not, it's going to take a lot anytime you see something where you're putting citizens or workers like agents or police or military in danger where they could lose their life. Is that a good move? Is it a move just to poke at things? So I just more had that theory, and is it a good idea like to have, like from where I am as a peon of a little citizen, right, where I'm not even armed or anything, like having some militant force that is like not the friendliest toward less obedient people. If everybody was obedient, would we all be slaves? No, I don't know. I doubt it. Maybe not, but I know what they're saying from the other side. Just the preacher went as far to say is that law enforcement was authority by God. Like, they're there for us. They're, So that was an interesting take on it, but it is true. Just be respectful and don't, if you're on the sidelines with the protest sign and peacefully standing there, are you going to get shot? Or if you're kicking, and this was his words, not mine. Yeah, if you're kicking out taillights and doing this and spitting at people, something might happen to you. I get it both ways. And I get it that an agent or militant or police or whatever is supposed to be able to defend themselves, or where other people would have the other view, like especially if you're law enforcement or your dad was law enforcement or you're ex-military or you work for some agency such as ICE or the FBI or CIA or wherever. You're going to be the other way around. I don't want people treading on my rights. And you're like, dude, if I actually have to shoot somebody, I don't want to go to jail. So I get it. But yeah, boom, 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 boom. In the back 10 times. Let's not forget the part where we disarm them first and go walking off. But I get it. Somebody could be like, gun, and then all heck breaks loose and boom, 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 boom. I get it. I don't know. I just like to think that I guess we're paying for people to be like more observant. Sure, a lady's car is coming at you. Some lady's yelling at you and spitting at you, and another lady's not listening and trying to drive off while the agent's pulling on the car door, and you're there, and what are you gonna do? Well, there was like a $50,000 bonus, so weren't they like telling you, hey, this is a controversial issue? But beyond all that, do these people have to be doing this stuff? I mean, you know what I mean? They're not like, this is a stoking of the fire. They never needed to be there. Oh no, I paid, they're getting arrested, there were some scams. No, look up those scams. Those scams were going on for a long time. You could put so many more agents there. You could be quiet about it. There's a lot of things you could do. You could just subtly improve the ICE, whatever the people in charge that have been there for 20 years say, we really should do this, and we want more money for this, and this would be a good way to do this. You could actually like listen to them and like, I don't know. I'm not running things, but people got mad. I had some people call me a useful idiot. Am I really an idiot? Probably. Why am I out here? I'm an idiot. I love it. It just makes me mad thinking about it. I'm not allowed to say what I think. That's what gets people fired up. Or what else? What else they say? But they're telling you the truth. They're just saying, hey, dude, this is what we're saying you are. Whether it was a libretard. You're a libretard. You are boom, 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 boom. Get shot at the back, face down. That's the worst place, I think, to die. Face down on the concrete. That's got to be the worst, coldest. Minneapolis, middle of the winter. Cold snap. Face down. You're feeling your warm blood going down your eyes and not able to move and thinking of your mom or something. But the guy was kicking out taillights and spit all over my hat, spitting on people. Deserves to be shot, right? What was the other one? Libretard, useful idiot. There's something else they had. What was that other one they had? Libretard, useful idiot. I'm like, dude, I'm glad I'm at least useful. Like, look at this idiot on here now. Some ex-military dude. Ex-military dude, it does make me afraid. Ex-military guy, girl, whoever, getting paid. That's your retirement's coming from them. As long as you behave, you're not going anywhere. Absolute training. Same with ex-police or police. And then you got even what would be worse or more dangerous, unstable people. I don't want to call Proud Boys or any militant groups, militia groups where people are just like, hey, it's winter, I need a job, and I like pulling my gun out. It's just what we think. I'm sure it's not like that. But if your job is an ICE agent and all of a sudden it changes that you're being forced to go into this crowd, is it not abuse to the human beings that serve on the police? Like, if you're the leader, are you not abusing them by like purposefully taking this area of the trees is these width way. We're gonna throw all these people in these trees and stir them all up. Throw them some chainsaws. These are the anti-chainsaw group, and it always comes down to a chainsaw. I saw another term. You just want to borrow something. You needed to borrow it. That's it. It's ideas. Hope everybody's doing all right out there.